And now we'll hear from Asma Khader, who, like I said, is a visionary and luminary women's rights advocate from Jordan, who is share some further comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Regan. I just want to reaffirm our appreciation and thankful to WLP for all the efforts and for the partnership that is always give us this opportunity to meet and to talk about issues that are in the heart of our concerns and challenges that we are on daily basis meeting in our work on the very local levels and bring it here to the very international type of the dialogue and discussion. And in fact, I want to focus on a specific issue, which is women, peace, and security as a major challenge to our region in specific. I came from Jordan, and it happens that in our region, wars, occupation, and conflict, armed conflict are still exist there, and thousands, millions of refugees, mainly women and children, are still suffering from these situations. And Jordan are in the middle, is a country in the middle of this, these countries, where we feel deeply how much peace is a very important issue to every woman, not on the national level only, a human being level only, but as a female person, where they are suffering double, triple, because they are women from these situations. And I came also from a region where we do face these challenges of the new growing fundamentalist groups that are affecting negatively the situation of women. And the main problem in the region is that there are the political will by governments, promises were made, commitments were made, signatures and ratifying of nearly all major UN conventions on human rights and women's rights are there, but practically the implementation of these conventions in our realities is not there. One major example is the Resolution 1325, which was adopted nearly 10 years ago. We will commemorate this resolution next month, October. But after 10 years of adopting this resolution, and after years of adopting the additional resolutions that were supporting this resolution by focusing on sexual crimes against women in situations of wars, and namely the resolution 1820, 1888, and 1889, which are strengthening and deepening the understanding of what was there in the core one, which is the Resolution 1325. This resolution is related to the situation in our region, in our countries, very strongly, but it is not really known by the public, which is the most important thing in many of the countries in the region. And also it is not adopted in a frame that can put it into action. There is no plans of action to implement this resolution, and we cannot see women participating in any peace negotiations, any efforts to rebuild or build the communities, societies, like in Iraq, for example. They were given space by the constitution, for example, 25% seats for women, minimum in the Iraqi parliament, but they were not able to use this opportunity because the fundamentalist groups who are leading the political life are really not believing in women's rights, and they just want this number of women just to support and to back their policies that is reactionary policies when it comes to women's rights or human rights in the country. So we cannot see women participating. We are not seeing women protected enough. and we cannot see women really recognized as figures who can contribute positively to the rebuild of the societies. And also we don't see that there are real allocations of resources to see these resolutions and these UN conventions implemented practically. In Jordan, we tried to fill this gap. As Jordanian National Commission for Women, we invited all stakeholders from the governmental, non-governmental sectors or organizations for a meeting, and we tried to examine to what extent they are aware of the Resolution 1325, which is focusing on the need of a more involvement of women in peace building, and also in rebuilding the communities, and to protect them from being victims of sexual crimes and harassment as a tool of war in specific. And we discovered that there are many actions on the ground going on, but without recognizing that it is part of this resolution. So we were able to know that the peacekeeping forces that Jordan provides to the UN are already including women. But they never recognized that they did so because it is required by Resolution 1325. Of course, it was a symbolic participation, 2-3 women in 500, for example. But anyway, the space was open for women to be part of this. After the meeting, we were aware that the military forces tried to start to plan for adding the resolution to the curricula of training for the peacekeeping forces locally, and for the police, and for the military. And more women were invited to be part of the peacekeeping forces.